This time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. In a few minutes, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. Instructions on procedure will be given at that time. As a reminder, this conference is being recorded. I would now like to turn the conference over to our host, NASCAR's Jenny Long.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's NASCAR CAM teleconference. We are joined by Dale Earnhardt Jr., driver of the number 88 National Guard Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Earnhardt is currently 11th in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series standings. He has one win and 5 top 5 finishes at Dover International Speedway, the site of Sunday's AAA 400. Dale, your crew chief Steve Letarte has said you need wins to get back into the championship hunt. What do you think your chances are starting your run at this Sunday at Dover?
Well, we're just just going to have to work hard. Our chances aren't looking that great because the guys ahead of us are, winning races. Matt Kenseth has had a pretty strong couple of weeks to kick the chase off, but you don't give up and keep working. If we could win a couple of races, no matter what happens in the championship, that'll improve the results of our season and give us a lot to be happy about. So it'd be great to go ahead and go to Dover and get that done. But we're trying every week. I thought we were pretty aggressive this weekend, trying to get ourselves in position to win, and ended up with a pretty good result. A couple things go a little different. I think we get a shot at Matt and give ourselves a better opportunity to get the win. So it's good to be able to look back on Sunday and feel like we had potential, if we can be as aggressive as we were this past Sunday on pit strategy and many different things, just going after the setup of the car and working real hard on Saturdays trying to prepare the car for the race. I think we can put ourselves in position more often with just a few races left.
Thanks, Dale. We will now go to the media for questions for today's guest, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open for questions. If you do have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad at this time. Once again, the floor is now open for questions. If you do have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad at this time. Please hold while we poll for questions. Reporting news, your line is now open.
Yeah, Dale, what would wins here over the last 8 races mean for you as far as momentum going into next year? Are you a big believer in the way you finish one year has a big impact on how you start the next?
Yeah, well, not really. There's so many changes in the off season. We're always looking at with the new car. You're looking at higher potential that there'll be changes in the off season, and a lot of new things to learn, a lot of new things to sort of science out. Really, if we just win races, it just really, vindicates the work we do, and gives yourself, confidence that you can do the job, and helps you understand, where your team is and what you need to, what things you can fix and change to get better before the next year. So I think, as far as it carrying over to next year, I think we're going to really see some changes in the off season on how the rules are with the car. Maybe some things might happen. I think enough is going to change in the off season that it'll be almost like, kind of having to start over a little bit next year as far as learning what works and what doesn't work. But either way, I feel, pretty good with that. I mean, with a real good organization that can start from scratch and make some things happen.
Do you feel like, I know you talked earlier in the year about feeling that you were close to being a winning team and competing for wins. Do you feel like you're at that same spot? Do you feel like you're any better? Do you feel like you've fallen any behind at all?
Yeah, we started the year out, super strong. And I mean, if we could have beat Carl Edwards out on that last pit stop at Phoenix, we thought we could have won that race. And we had a string of good finishes, and we're leading the points in the first 6 races of the year. And I feel like that we we really applied ourselves and adapted to the new car pretty quickly, and now that everybody else is sort of caught up and even surged ahead in some areas, you're seeing Matt have an awesome year, and it looks like Gibbs is having a better year performance-wise all around. And some teams, Roush is starting to find some competitiveness, and it's just everybody's as the seasons went on, things have evened out a whole lot more. And so I think that we'll have to work in the off season to try to put all the teams really work in the off season trying to start the year off with an advantage over everybody, and we'll just have to do that. Work really hard in the off season, see what we can learn.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And our next question comes from Dwight Drum from Racetake.com. Your line is now open.
Thank you, Dale. You kind of hit on the fact that you guys can kind of go all out with the front of the with Matt and the top three running so strong. Already in the chase. Does it kind of change your strategy a little bit? It's like maybe the rest of the field feels like, hey, we just go for all we can get because and just hope that they don't. Does that change your strategy?
I guess I wouldn't say it changes the strategy. I think it just changes the way you appreciate. You look at your position in chase and you see, all right, we're way behind. We got ourselves off to a terrible start in Chicago, so we don't need to really try to string together decent finishes. That's not going to do much for us. So we're behind, so far that trying to be consistent and just rattle off top tens if we can there's no more victory there. So we'll just, we can gamble on tire strategy and get off sequence in the race and try to make it work for you and get to victory lane. Now, we do that all year long, really. The regular season is long enough to where you can be pretty risky and have a couple go your way and a couple go against you, and still be okay points-wise and not really work yourself out of the chase by getting too crazy on the strategy. But in the chase, obviously you want to win all the races like Matt's doing, but if you just run smart and run as hard as you can, obviously, and try to finish as good as you can, like Kyle, for example, he's hanging around, and that's going to pay off. If Matt makes a mistake or has trouble, similar to the way me and the 22 had at Chicago, Kyle's consistency and Jimmy's as well will bode well for them, and that will put them in position to take advantage of Matt's bad luck. So you want to be consistent if you can, but if you start off like we did, you just kind of throw it all out the window and try to get a trophy or two before the season's out.
Thanks, Dale. Good luck.
Yep.
And once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you do have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad at this time. And our next question is from Claire Lang from Sirius XM NASCAR. Your line is now open.
Thank you. Dale, do you know, a lot of crew chiefs are starting to talk about, like you did, feeling that changes are coming and pretty widespread. Do you know anything about the area you feel like will be changed? Or, we heard about the Fords maybe. I mean, have you heard anything about what part of the cars will be changed or what they're looking at?
No, I don't. I don't really know. I know that, there's always ongoing discussion to improve the sport, improve how the cars race each other. We've been working really much harder, I think, in the past 5 to 10 years on trying to put a better product and a better race car on the track than they ever have. But that's just something that's happened in the sport every year. It's always been a process that's ongoing in the sport, and it will happen again through this off season. And with more information, more technology, more ways to gather data, understand data, and understand what the cars are doing and how the cars are talking back to us about what they're, what's working and what's not working. I think you see more of that, more conversation, more ideas moving around on what can improve things. And so, yeah, I don't know what changes we'll see in the off season. I don't think that it's uncharacteristic that there's conversation, and I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen. And it's just it happens every year, though. I mean, I don't think it's something that's new or unique. But usually it's involves aerodynamics, or involves the way they're always trying to improve, obviously, on how much air and downforce the guy in second and so forth get, as opposed to the lead car. So, that's an area we've always wanted to work in and wanted to improve, and I think that's probably still ongoing. Yeah.
And as on the analyst side of it, you're talking about what might happen in the chase. Obviously, Matt Kenseth has been so strong, but Greg Biffle said that he, too, has come out strong at the front of the chase and then dropped off the face of the earth. Do you expect it to shift a lot? I mean, do you think the points will shift around quite a bit yet for some?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of racing left. There's 8 races that's a lot of racing and a lot of potential for good luck and bad luck to be shared by everybody. And I'm certain, Matt and his team are going to try real hard to be smart and continue on the success that they've had. But nobody's immune to someone else's mistake or something, reaching out and altering the way the race is going for them. So even Matt, as strong as they've been, I mean, anything could happen to those guys, and it might not even be something of their own doing. So that's why everybody in the series just continues to work hard, because you don't know what's going to happen and what fortune or misfortune could be around the corner.
Thanks a lot. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah. Thank you.
And the next question comes from Holly Kane from NASCAR.com. Your line is now open.
Thanks. And Claire kind of hit on what my question was going to be a little bit, and that was with the way the first couple of races have gone and Gibbs being up there and Jimmy. Dale, is there anybody, though, that you think people might be overlooking, somebody that, you think might be hanging back there, 4, 5, 6, 7, that shouldn't be overlooked yet, as you mentioned, with so much racing to go?
Well, I don't really know anybody in particular, but anything could happen. There's a lot of racing left, and just as Matt's won a couple races, any one of us could get on, hit on a streak, get real competitive, and launch themselves right back into the heat of the battle, and just as easily as someone can get behind, someone can rebound and win a race or two, have a couple of great finishes, and the competition, has some difficulty, and things can be reversed rather quickly. So it's early, and there's only 2 races into this thing, and it's a lot of tough competition in the chase, and nobody's going to make it very easy on Matt. I think the more especially, the larger his lead gets, I think that the more of a bullseye the guy gets on him, and the tougher competition tends to race you, and he can expect things to be pretty competitive going forward. But he's been in this situation before. I mean, I think he's obviously got a strong competitor, one of the strongest competitors in Kyle and Jimmy both, right on his heels, and Carl Edwards and a couple guys lurking back there in the shadows.